Hi everyone, so I decided today I was just going to do a short video showing you some of my favorite books, which is kind of weird to say because I usually don't like to read. To me, reading is a punishment. It was the same in school, it's the same now, but those books here I find very interesting. The first book, I haven't gone through all of it yet. Actually, I can put these two together. Wild edible plants, mushrooms, fruits, and nuts. And this one here is edible wild plants. Those books are, this one says Department of the Army, so I don't know if it means that it was done by them. It was published in New York. And this one here doesn't say, but it's mostly North American wild plants, I guess. They talk about all the kind of mushrooms you can find, what's the look-alike to be careful with. Of course, I wouldn't go and use this book just to go in the woods and try to eat everything, but at least it gives me some basic knowledge. There are some plants that they talk about which are very, very easy to differentiate, and they gave all kind of example of what to do once you have those plants. They also talk about berries and nuts and stuff like that, so I find that it's very interesting, and this one is pretty much the same thing also. This one here, it's a French book, but I am almost 100% sure that you can find it in English also. It's a guide to total survival skills in the forest. It says 221 techniques, essential techniques, basically. So they talk about hunting, they talk about fishing, they talk about foraging, and they talk about survival. And when they talk about survival, there is a lot of images, as you can see. They explain step by step what to do. It's not just what you can forage, it's also like how to build a shelter, how to start a fire if you're stuck. Let's see if I can find an example here. They show how to build some stuff, but I find that some of that stuff would need to be done before you get lost in the woods, so it wouldn't really make sense. But they show like how to make a shelter, how to make a little stove with rocks and stuff like that, how to cook, what kind of rock to look for, stuff like that. If you get hurt, what to do, what can you use and stuff like that. So highly recommended book. This one here is also French book. I have a couple of Quebecer friends that are watching my my channel, so I don't know if it's something that's that could be found in English. I am hoping so. Potager le plus simple du monde is simply talking about how to build your compost, how to plant your vegetables, all kind of tips that you can find, what kind of wild plants you can go and grab and bring home, and how to conserve them, like how to help them grow and make sure that they don't die. They talk about cattails and fiddleheads and stuff like that, and squash and beets and all that kind of stuff. So this book is a really good book to go to if you want to learn about that kind of stuff. This one here is probably my favorite of all. Mini farming, self-sufficiency on a quarter acre. This is probably one of the only book I've gone from the start to the end without getting tired or without feeling the pain of having to read. Basically, they give all kind of tips and tricks to be able to be self-sustainable food-wise on a quarter acre, from gardening to having chickens to having rabbits to having pigs if you're allowed to in your area. They show all kind of trellises you can build, make, how can you use them, how can you put your veggies together, to use maximum space. And basically, I think at some point, if I'm not mistaken, they're saying that they're doing this for a family of 4. Everything is counted for a family of 4, and on a quarter acre they were able to provide all they needed for a family of 4 for a whole year. So it's very, very recommended. Last year when I butchered my pig, I was looking for a way to smoke my own meat. I wanted to do my own bacon, and I mean, I had to purchase a smoker, so I bought a charcoal smoker, as you can see in one of my previous videos. And the guy that sold me the smoker, basically, when I got it here, it was almost like new, so I'm guessing if he used it, it was only once or twice, so it was a pretty good deal. He also gave me this book, and in here, if you intend on smoking meat, all kind of meat, from pork to lamb to moose to deer to beef, chicken, all kind of fish. I mean, it will help you if you ever get lost in the woods and you need to preserve as much food as possible, because it shows you how long you should smoke it, how long you should keep it on the smoker, what temperature you should look for, and all kind of stuff like that. They also give you good advice as to kind of some different recipes. Once again, this one is highly recommended. Last but not least, this is also one that I am very proud of. It was expensive, but when I saw the opportunity to buy it, it was just a no-brainer for me. For those of you who watch Justin Rose, or if you don't watch Justin Rose, you probably know who Joel Salatin is. So I bought this book, and yeah, I was one of the first to buy it, and he signed his name for me. This is amazing. If you want to start a little farm, permaculture type, they show all kind of things to do. I'm not there yet. I'm not going to be there for another couple of years if I ever get there, but I find it amazing that, you know, you can build chicken coops, you can build a pig pen and stuff like that for very, very cheap. They show all the kind of different lumber that you need, all the kind of screws you need, all the kind of nails you need. Anyone with a little bit more skills than me with building stuff will be able to build pretty much everything that's in there. So I will try to find the link to those books if I can on Amazon. If you're interested, if you can't find it, I can also help you by answering some of your questions you might have. And I will see you next time, and take care. Bye.